What's going on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, having a wonderful evening, having a good time overall. And if you're not, well, life's too short. If you got some problems, don't worry. No one gets out alive. It all ends, so enjoy it. Got a boss that makes you want to slam your head into a corner? Guess what? You'll find another job. You know, don't stress over stupid stuff, guys. You know, it'll all find its way out. Yeah, and the stupidest thing for me is, how do you eat an elephant? One piece at a time. Just like in life, guys. You got stresses, worries, problems, whatever. Just deal with the smallest thing you can, one little bit at a time, and eventually get your head clear enough and, get that mental hygiene right, and you're good to rock and roll, right? So that's some positivity from me, right? And trying to be. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Hope if you're having problems in life, I hope they really get better because it's not fun, I know. So if you're watching this and you got some problems, definitely take a load off your mind and try to get those adjusted right. Don't stress, don't worry. Don't let it screw up your life over something minute. So there's that. Got some new tools, guys. Nothing too crazy, right? So if my wife is watching this, she'll probably beat me when I get home. Or I might be sitting on the couch, watching TV, and she might smack the ever-living piss out of me. That's okay, because I'm doing this for you. And for me, mostly me, but I get to show you guys, so that's pretty cool, right? So, it is what it is. But let's start this thing off, guys. So I bought this Icon ratchet. This is a Tekton. I am so sorry, guys. I'm just screwing everything up today. Bought this Tekton ratchet. And if you haven't watched the last video that I produced, put out, whatever you want to call it, I'm doing a test with this little guy. So I bought this, and we're going to see how it holds up. We're going to do a month review on it, and then probably a 6-month review on it. But it's not a bad little ratchet. I haven't used it yet, so still pretty. We're going to see if I could make use of Tekton's awesome warranty process. Next up on the list, this is another part of that video, the gear wrench ratchet. I used this a little bit yesterday. With the clicky detent, doesn't really hold it where it should. Still does that, even with it just does that and clicks. So haven't had enough time to actually give an honest review on it. So the quick little job I used it for, it drove me nuts. So there's that. The one I really want to hate, guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you go back and watch the video that I put up, it's a gear wrench, Tekton, and Icon, my first thoughts on it. I really want to hate the Icon ratchet, and I know I discussed with some of y'all in the comments on that video how great this thing is, or whatever. I really want to hate this, and I've told you guys this. I want to hate this thing in the worst way, but I'm highly impressed with the Icon ratchet. So far, I think the biggest thing I dislike about it is how hard the soft grip handle is. But other than that, it's not bad. And I really want to put some more time on it to use it and abuse it and see what it does. So if you're watching this right now and you haven't seen that video, I highly suggest you go watch that one and, let me know what you think about it. And while you're doing that, might as well hit that subscribe button, right? It's right there. Maybe hit the like button. And if you want to dislike, that'd be cool too, right? But at least please put a reason in it, the last video I got told, no mechanic's going to grab a Tekton wrench over a Snap-on wrench, but that's a whole nother subject. And, just told I got a dislike because I dropped the tool in the toolbox, but it is what it is. I'm not worried about that. Anywho, guys, next up. Coolant has been my friend for the past 2 weeks. Pulled a motor out, had cylinder 2 on one of the motors I'm working on. It's a Yanmar. It's got a crack in cylinder 2. It's all screwed up, so I had to pull that little guy out. I didn't have a big hose clamp set of pliers, So I had to use two, and it wasn't pretty. I kind of made a mess all over the shop floor, which was a fun time, and My boss is sitting in the chair across from my bay just watching and laughing. I told him I don't care anymore. Just let's ride out with a mess because I'm a child and an animal all wrapped up into one. It's kind of fun being me. I don't want to come off as arrogant. I'm really not that guy. Sometimes, but it is what it is, guys. But no, I bought these and figured I'd give them a shot. I just did a radiator, fuel filter, and fuel pump assembly on a Perkins concrete pump, or it's a Schwing with a Perkins in it. So it's out in the field running, doing its thing. This would have been nice to use just to clamp some stuff off, but thank God the radiator was bone dry because it had a nice hole in it at the very bottom. So that's a blessing in itself. So didn't need these for that job. But what I did need for that job is, being that I had a factory radiator, go figure, it came with the unit. I had the factory radiator, it went bye-bye, and got a new radiator, and it didn't meet the factory holes for the bracket that it sits on, the isolators and whatnot. So, what do? You break out the cardboard, you go find some scrap steel, and you make your own, template looking thing, and weld some stuff together. Well, I'm glad I went out to Harbor Freight. Granted, I could have used vice grips, but went out to Harbor Freight, bought some clamps, because I'm always using these, I'm always losing them, and I'm always breaking them. So for $3 a piece, I can't complain. They come in handy when you need them. And I use these to help fab up that radiator mount. So got the job done with that $3 tool and a welder. So pretty happy with that. It actually came out pretty nice. It almost looks like factory fresh. Except I didn't have any black spray paint around, so I just hit it with some orange. Got to leave a mark on things, guys. So, little 4-inch clamps from Harbor Freight, $3 a piece. I can't complain. When I was at Harbor Freight, I also picked up one of these lights. Never used one of these quantum lights. It's 215 lumens. Don't know how bright it is, but I think it's like $14 or something like that. It wasn't too expensive, and I lose lights, and I'd rather lose this one than a $120 one. So if I could utilize this a little bit more, at least carry it in the work truck when I'm going out to job sites and whatnot, or bringing it to the racetrack, I'd rather lose this than a Snap-on light. So we're gonna see how that does, and it's magnetic, which is kind of neat. So that is pretty right for what it is and how much it is. So let's see how that lasts. Also at Harbor Freight, guys, been wanting, there's a company called Grip Mat, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the company. I've seen it on a few other YouTube channels and some giveaways, and thought that's a really cool little setup. But the price, that's what kind of discouraged me from getting it. It was like $100 for something like this. Granted, I don't know if there's a huge difference between this US General one and that brand, but this was $34. This fit the price range, and I wanted to try it out. And I got to use it when I was pulling the radiator out and whatnot, and it came in handy for what it is. I mean, granted, it's supposed to bend and fit around curves, but the nice thing is that if you clean off the back, I've had some of y'all comment on one of my reels about this, or shorts, or whatever YouTube calls it. Wash the back off with soapy water, and it returns a stickiness to it. So I'm gonna be doing that. But it sticks to the side of the toolbox, and it sticks to weird angles, so that's pretty cool. And it's flexible, so I can just toss it down in the drawer. But they make 2 other sizes, and I was told by one of the people in the comments that they kind of lock into each other and easy storage. So I'm gonna probably pick those up next week. So we'll see how that whole set works out. But something cool to have. I need trays, all that stuff all the time. I got toolboxes I stack everything on all the time, and it drives me nuts. So, that's that on that, right? Next up, picked this up on Amazon. It's apparently for Harley Davidson motorcycles, but you never know when you need a weird shaped funnel. I think this is like $4.99 or something like that. So I figured, why not? Some of the way the motors sit in the equipment that I work on, it's weird on different manufacturers, or different engine manufacturers into the pumps. So figure might give this a try. see what it's about. But it's just a little funnel. It kind of hangs. It's got a hose, and for some reason they give you a long nail. I don't know what all that's about, but we'll figure it out. But it's made through Ernst, so I hear they make a decent product. So we're gonna see what this is about. Next up, I really hope to bring this into play. Something just fell over there. Neat. Anywho, squirrel moment. But I brought my OBS pickup truck into one of the videos, just talking about fuel filters and how I neglect maintenance and all that stuff. Well, I figured the thing's about 300,000 miles on it. Time to check on how healthy the motor is, after all the use and abuse I put on that pickup truck. That poor pickup truck used to look so great, and now it looks like crap, but it is what it is. So I went ahead and picked up this little Mighty Vac compression tester set. I was wanting the OTC one, but figure the price on this, we're gonna see if it's worth it. If it'll actually kind of give a decent reading, if it's not flimsy, if it's not cheap feeling, we're gonna roll with it, right? So this is this. I mean, we're gonna see what it's like, and hopefully that video will be up on Saturday, because I'd really like to do some work to that truck. So it is what it is. This is a fun little tool. I guess you can consider it a tool, right? So when I was working on Class 8 trucks, guys, and if you're working on Class 8 trucks and you don't have one of these, I'd highly recommend it. Checking air leaks, for the long lines that run the brakes, the everything in it, the seats, brake pedal, everything leaks on a Peterbilt. Seems like every one that I work on, there's a leak. So this comes in handy for checking those. Soapy water, guys, it's a hell of a tool. I use this for checking leaks on trailer tires before I take them to the tire shop to go get them repaired. I also use it when I press in the pumping mechanism, the rotor stator. It's pretty much a long swirly tube with like a corkscrew piece of metal that goes into that. And it's such a tight fit, to pump the concrete mix through. When I'm pressing them in, I put a good amount of soap in this, a little bit of water, shake it up, and just something to lubricate it as it progresses in. So, fun little tool. Kind of love the people honking. They're just hearing my voice and just, yes! So, anyways, I digress, right, guys? $2, guys. Keep one on your toolbox. I've got this one and another one on there. Something good to have, checking customers' tires, things of that nature, checking air leaks. So, the $2, really. So, got 3 more things up here, and if my wife sees this, she's gonna beat the ever-living crap out of me. Anyways, I had a comment a couple videos ago about torque wrenches. And I got the old Tecton one, and I've had that for a long time. And we're going to talk more about torque wrenches coming up in the next couple days or so. I'm going to try to make a video on that and try to be knowledgeable with it. So if you guys are interested in torque wrenches or information about torque wrenches, highly recommend you watch. Hit that little subscribe button, or smash it, or break it, or bop it, twist it, boop it, shoot it, whatever. But that made them real happy, guys, honking their horn in the background. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I am, so if you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? So I picked this little guy up, and it really, I don't like these. And it's not that I don't like it because it's, gear wrench. I just don't like the fancy that. It doesn't excite me. It's new, and I feel like I'm a boomer at a Honda meet, just ugh. But we're gonna try it out, and I'm looking at getting another one. I mean, Tecton's a little old and worn, and really don't feel like sending a $50 torque wrench off to go get calibrated. So I know, right? I've had the thing for like 4 or 5 years. It should have been done a while ago. But we're gonna try this little guy out. Try to step into the future a little bit and see what it's about. Apparently it vibrates, beeps, and lights up and all that stuff. And someone's wife probably uses this as a fun thing, but yeah, this is going to live in the toolbox. It's another subject about wives and tools and toys and coworkers talking about that, but you know, I'm not judging. Live your best life, people. But yeah, we're gonna go off and see what this is like. So that's old gear wrench, you know, 2090, you know, torque wrench from, you know, robots and whatnot. So that's too advanced for a torque wrench for me, guys. It's I feel like I'm in the Jetsons era. Anyway, some of you might be too young for that. And Mr. Spacely and the dog Astro and his boy Elroy, and you know, you had the robot and the dude, and you know, they all had a party together, and I think they met up with Scooby-Doo one time and the Flintstones, and I really want to do whatever they were doing. You know, anyways, whoever designed those cartoons, 60s were probably a lot better time for adult activities, I should say. But I bought this little guy. I know I'm rambling on. It's a little all over the map, but you know, hopefully you guys are entertained with like the ADHD, like just over here. But I've talked about Milwaukee, guys. I'm not a Milwaukee person. Make a great product, but the people. Some Milwaukee people are cool, but some take it way too far. But I bought myself an M18 grinder. And I got a corded one, but the thing that sucks is when I go out on road calls to go do, you know, replace the tubes with the little swirly dude in it for the pump, you need a grinder to cut some of the band clamps off because, well, they get caked in concrete mix and they get all bent up and whatnot, and you're not taking that nut off anymore. So this little guy's going to save a lot of time from, you know, trying to take a hammer and chisel to it and breaking everything apart. So there's that, and I got myself a set of 2 5-amp-hour batteries with a charger. And we're gonna see if I buy any more Milwaukee tools. I mean, they're not bad products by any means. I've got my impact guns in here, guys. I love my Ingersoll products. I highly love Ingersoll Electrics. Great tools. I love my Snap-on 14.4 stuff. I really don't want 50 billion different type of chargers up here, but you know, if it is what it is, and you know, it's for the weird, you know, sawzalls or you know, grinders or whatever, that's fine. So that's what I bought. You know, just some random things and you know, random nonsense coming out of my mouth. But guys, I greatly appreciate all y'all watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And you know, if I went on a little bit over here and over there, you know, it is what it is, right? We're all human. We're all a little off sometimes, but hope you guys had fun. Hope you have a great night and keep wrenching, y'all, and enjoy. Later.